What is changing mind? Let me introduce myself before I tell you what that is. My name is Michael Ned. I'm a designer for the brand. Changing mind is just doing things different. In today's video, it's the 5 things you know you have to do before setting a goal. 1, sacrifice. 2, growth. 3, discipline. 4, patience. And 5, consistency. So with sacrifice, you're going to have to sacrifice something when you're setting a goal. Time, effort, friends, habits, thinking patterns. So with sacrifice, let me give you an example on sacrifices. So if I go to sleep early, I know that I'm going to have less time to be on my phone, less time to spend with my family, less time to do things I need to do in the day. So let's talk about being late somewhere. So if I'm being late to school, I gotta sacrifice me missing first hour. I'm just listing off sacrifices. Really and truly, attendance, so time in the future. So if I'm late to school every morning, I know when seat time come around, I'm gonna have to, when I get out of school, spend extra time at school, making up the hours I missed. Growth. To grow, you're gonna have to cut things such as friends, such as habits, such as TV shows, or anything that you have to grow. So to grow, you're gonna have to do the proper nutrition. So for a seed, for example, it needs sunlight, water, and it produces its own food. So same thing for you. To grow, you might have to start working out at different times, inconveniencing yourself, but really for the goal. 3 is discipline. And I look at discipline as 2 ways. There are 2 ways. You could think that you're disciplined and you could know that you're disciplined. So let's use playing the game for the example. So if you want to get better at dribbling on the game, you're going to go on YouTube and do a dribble tutorial, right? But that's not discipline. You're doing something that you like. I look at discipline as doing things that you don't like for the impact of the goal. So bam. So if I know that I struggle at speaking, I know I'm going to devour an hour out of every day at speaking. So like you look at this video compared to the last 2, I'm up, I'm hyped, I don't sound like I'm dead. I just got to get more into the camera. So with that was discipline. For the last 2 days, I just recorded myself, looked at videos, and me speaking into the camera. Now I got a strong voice, and I'm not looking everywhere, I'm not moving everywhere, I'm keeping the same tone, you know what I'm saying? So with discipline, I label discipline as doing things that you don't like to do. Like me, this is my first day going to sleep at 9 o'clock. I woke up, I wrote a script for the video. Like I wrote a script, episode 3, you feel me? I wrote a script, I planned out the video, and that's what I did. And then 4th, patience. Well, everything comes with patience. You might think it's boring, you might think it's everything. So let me give you an example on patience. So how I changed my mind to look at every goal. I'm gonna do something for 36 months, and on the 36th month, I'm gonna expect 1 result. The result could be 1 like, the result could be 1 view, the results might vary. But I'm gonna do everything for 36 months straight. With any results, I'm still waiting for the 36th month to look at the results. So if this video get 1 view, if it get 1 like, I wouldn't care because I'm not viewing it until 36 months. So like with any goal, I've been looking at goals now like a seed. So first you gotta plant the seed. Now you're not gonna see the seed growing underneath the dirt, but you know it's growing. So that's how I looked at patience. So then I just been taking what I learned and applying it to my life. So if I know I don't do something, I'm gonna go do research on it. If I know I can't do this, I'm gonna go do research on it. And the time I do it, the time I'm sacrificing for my other goals or sacrificing for a thing. So you wanna have one main goal, then you wanna have little goals to build up to the main goal. So it could be like, all right, so for example, we're gonna look at it as a phone battery. So you're gonna have 0 and you're gonna have full battery. So I start every goal off on 0%. And to gain more percent, so say I want 10%. So I'm gonna do 10 things, 10 little things to build up to give me to that 1%, that 2%, that 3%. And you really breaking it down, but it's you doing more progress to the goal. You get me? So if I gotta, say, let's use for example, I need to count 100 pennies. So boom, I'm gonna split it up in sections of 10. So every time I hit 10, that counts towards the 100. That's what I mean by that. And then fifth, consistency. You gotta be consistent, like with everything. So like school, you had to show up every year and pass to graduate. That's how I'm looking at consistency. It took you 12 to 13, 14 years to graduate, to get one thing. That's how you gotta look at consistency. Like, you gotta do it when you don't feel like it. You gotta do it when it's hard, when it's raining. You gotta do it when you're in a bad mood, when you're not feeling right. That's how you gotta do it. Consistent. You gotta stay consistent. And people look at unknown factors, and the unknown factors that we use as excuses. Oh, I ain't do that because I was tired. And I ain't do that because I was asleep. And you still gonna have to pay your bills at the first of the month. So you want to be consistent now, or you just could continue making excuses. It's up to you. But that's 5 things that you want to know that I do before any goal, and that you need to know before you start any goal, that you need those 5 things to get it done. Sacrifice, growth, discipline, patience, and consistency. That's it to the beginning of the video. What's up, y'all? We back. This is the second part of the video. We talking about things that I applied to my business that I learned. So bam. I noticed I was going through my models, and I was going for the photo shoot that's coming up that I'm planning for these jackets. And I noticed that I had larges and my models were medium to small. So boom, I sold 4 hoodies actually, for the price that I'm gonna sell for the 3 days, and then I did free shipping. So I knew I had a problem, and then this is how I solved it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to reorder small and mediums of each color, but I don't wanna just spend the money I already have. I wanna develop some cash flow before I spend. So boom, I sold 4 hoodies at X price, and then that X price going with the order for the more samples. So that's just basically how I apply something I learned this week in business to my business. I'm structuring my videos now, so they're not gonna be all over the place. I'm not gonna be stuttering. I'm gonna look at y'all and talk to y'all. But yeah, that's one way I applied it. That's just a little checkup. Now, I'm going to be showing y'all a picture of the 3 hoodies that I got ready to ship, and then I brought one in person instead of shipping it I used the money that I was gonna buy for the shipping label and just hand dropped it off. But yeah, this is me weighing the package. And this is another picture of me putting it in the box. And then this is a picture of all three again. And then now I'm gonna do like a little clip of me bringing it in the post office. But before that, make sure I like, comment, subscribe in advance. Thanks for watching.